Hi viewers, welcome to our project Cake and Bake. Our products are bakery items and it's a business to business model where the buyers and suppliers can use our application. Why we opted to go with bakery? Firstly, because it's a food product and the creativity comes from food. Secondly, small business people producing bakery items buy or sell their products in person and do not use online application. So, if online application is used, buyers can buy the products in small quantities or bulk which will be used to serve for parties. Thirdly, it is very clear that time is saved to purchase a product. About Cake and Bake, about our company Cake and Bake, all baking products are available like cake, donuts, cookies, pastry, cupcakes and croissants, etc. So, it's very clear that our company is not limited to cakes. Our company name itself attracts people to buy or supply the products. Here are our team members. Login, Divya Muruganantham, myself, user management, by Faith and Tameka, company management, Krushankant and Sujit, product management, Khiet and Niimat, shopping cart, Himani and Jay. Technologies used: HTML5, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery. Login module done by myself, Divya Muruganantham. This is how the flowchart looks like for login module. And this is the flowchart for forget password. And this is how our homepage looks like. And this is the pop-up for login module. So the user can enter their username, which is the email address, and password to log in to our web page. And this is the pop-up for security questions in case they need to change their password. And this is the web page to change their password. So they need to give the new password and they need to repeat the password. So these are the test cases for login module. User management done by Faith and Tameka. So this is how the flowchart looks like for the user management. And this is the web page for the user management module, having search, edit, delete and add user functionalities. And this is the pop-up for add new user. And this is the pop-up for edit user. So the details are already pre-filled. So this is the search user web page where the user can search for any users. And this is the pop-up, the alert message which comes for delete user. These are the test cases for user management module which they have done and tested. Company management done by Krushankant and Sujit. This is the flowchart for the company management module. The company management homepage looks like this, having add company, edit, delete and search functionalities. This is the pop-up for add company. And the edit company pop-up looks like this, having all the details pre-filled. Search company webpage looks like this, with the text box where the user can search for any company list. Delete company prompts for the user to confirm for the deletion of the company. These are the test cases for the company management module. Product management done by Khiet and Niimat. This is the flowchart for the product database. And this is the flowchart for the product management module. This is how the product management webpage looks like, having add product, edit, delete and search functionality. This is the pop-up for add product. This is the pop-up for edit product and the details are pre-filled. This is the pop-up, this is the search text box where the details are highlighted. This is the delete product prompting message. These are the test cases for the product management module having tested and completed. Shopping cart done by Himani and Jay. This is the flowchart for the shopping cart module. And yeah, this is the web page for the shopping cart module. So the product names and price, quantity, totals are listed. So if the user want to delete only one particular product, a remove button is given. Clear cart, which remove the entire cart, and continue shopping text button is given. This is the proceed to checkout web page. This is the invoice generated. This is how the invoice looks like, having the buyer's address details, invoice number, current date, amount due date, and the list of products which they have selected. And generate PDF button is given for the user to generate their invoice details in PDF format. So this is the PDF format of invoice. So this is the final invoice having buyer details, invoice date, amount due, having all the total values and quantities. These are the test cases for shopping cart which is done and tested. Now let's move on to the project demo for cake and bake. Thank you. Bake. This is our homepage for our company Cake and Bake. This is how our web page looks like. In top right corner we do have sign in link where the user can sign into our web page. So if the email address and password is not provided, and clicking on login button would give them the error message, please enter the valid email address and please enter the password. Now if the user is giving only the username and entering the password, this would give the error message as please enter a valid email address. And if the user is giving the right username, and now let's see if the user is giving invalid username like the wrong username or some random password, this would give them the error message as invalid username or password. Now if the user is giving the right username and wrong password, this would give them the error message as invalid username or password first time. Again clicking on logging in for the second time, invalid username or password. Third time, invalid username. Fourth time, invalid username. Fifth time, invalid username. Now sixth time the user is going to be logged. So the user is logged. Now suppose if the user remembers his right password and clicking on the right password does not allow the user to log in because the user is logged. So the only way for the user to enter into our web page is by clicking on the forget password. So the only way is to reset the password. So the security questions are prompted. These are the list of security questions. They have to give the right answer. If the user is clicking on reset button without giving the answer, this would give them the error messages, please enter the answer. And now let's enter the wrong answer. If the user is giving the wrong answer and clicking on reset password would give them the error message, sorry, answer for the security question is wrong. They need to give the right answer. So now let's give the right answer. So clicking on reset password is going to navigate them to the change password web page. So this is the change password web page. So they have to enter the password in both the text box, new password. So if they are not entering, error message is prompted. So they have to enter minimum 8 characters long, 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase and 1 number. Now if the user is just giving the old password, our system does not allow to store the old password again. So new password is, it should be new. So it is giving the error message as old password cannot be given, please give new password. So let me just go ahead and give new password. And if the user is entering the mismatched password, our system will give them the prompt message as new password not matching. So let me just give the correct password, correct new password. So the user is allowed to change successfully, so password is changed successfully. And I have logged in as a super admin. So this is going to navigate to the page user management with all the functionalities available: search user, add user, edit user and delete user. Let me just go ahead and add new user. And all the fields are to be entered. And I'm just going to give all the values. Let me just give buyer, company name is Cake and Bake, role as buyer admin. So I'm just going ahead and adding the new user. New user is created with temporary password 10. So the new functionality is given here, that if the new user required to be logged in, they are required to change their password for the first time. The reason being is that they are not allowed to enter into our web page with their temporary password. So let me just go ahead and log in with the new user. I'm just giving the temporary password. So this is going to navigate them to the change password web page. So now they have to change their password. I'm just going ahead and changing the password. And password is changed successfully. Since I have logged in as a buyer admin, this is going to navigate to the product management web page. Well, let me just sign out. Now let me just go ahead and log in as a super admin again. So for the super admin, I changed the password, so I need to give the new password. Yeah, so the new password is entered. So for the super admin, user management web page looks like this, and this is already shown. So for the company management web page looks like this, having all the functionalities like add, edit, delete and search. And product management web page looks like this, having only the edit, delete, add and search functionality. Add to cart or buy product functionality is not given for the product management because he is a super admin. Now let me just go ahead and log in as buyer admin. So for the buyer admin, it is directly redirected to the product management web page with the functionality search and add to cart. For the company buyer admin, so he is given with the edit functionality, edit of his own company alone. And for the user management page, for the buyer admin, only his own company details can be viewed, his own user details can be viewed. Now let me just go ahead and log in as buyer user. Well, if you notice in this web page, we have given welcome username for all the users. So for the buyer users, same functionality like buyer admin, add to cart and search in the product management page. In company management, They can only view their own company, and they can view all the other supplier company details. For the user, they can only view their own user list. Now let me just go ahead and log in as supplier admin. Supplier admin is, yeah, Joey. Supplier admin is redirected to the product management page. So the functionalities are add new product, edit, delete and search. So he can edit or delete the product and even search the product. Now for the company management, for the supplier admin, he can edit only his own company, and all the other buyer company details are listed. For the user management, as a supplier admin, he can only edit his own company, his own company details. So only those user lists can be edited. Well, now let me just go ahead and log in as supplier user. It's Chandler. For the supplier user, again like a supplier admin, he can add new product, edit or delete the product. Now for the company management, as a supplier user, he can view all the buyer company details, and he can only view his own company supplier details. Now let me just go to user management. For the user management, he can just view his own supplier user details. This is for the login module. Thank you.
Week. As you can see, all the registered users are shown below with their identifying information. Now, as I am logging as a super admin, so I can either edit a user, delete a user, add a user, or search a user. So let me first search using phone number. So I will just type 81, and if I hit this search button, you can see the phone number is shown below starting with 81. Similarly, if I want to try with shorting with role, I will type SU, and if I hit this search button, and then I can sort the list with the role starting with SU. Similarly, this is applicable for username, user first name, user last name and company name. Now let me just add new user to show the functionality of how add new user is working here. If I click on this add new user button, it will give me a pop-up message showing that I need to enter all the fields. Now I will start entering the fields below. Now, if I click on add new user, it will give me a pop-up showing that I need to enter my username in email format, and also my phone number should be at least 10 characters. So I will just correct this and will enter it according to the format given below. And now I will add this new user. So it is shown that the new user is created with a temporary password. I will click OK, and my new user will be shown below at the bottom of the page. As you can see, the new user is added here. Now I will edit this new user. If I click on this edit button, all the information is already coming pre-filled. Now I will add one to each of my first name, last name, and I will change my phone number. I am also changing the role and the company name, and now I will update it. The user is updated as it is shown here. Now you can see my user is updated with the new information. Now I will just delete this user. If I click on delete button, it will show me the user is deleted. Now the user is gone. If I refresh the page, then the user is deleted. Now I will sign out from this page and I will log in as a supplier admin. Login as a supplier admin. I've already given the password and the username. Now I'm going to the user management page. So as you can see, the supplier admin can only edit his own company. His own company name is coming in the drop down. And if I update the phone number and click on this update button and the user is updated, you can see the user is updated. Now I can, if I want to add a new user, I can add it, but I can only add the user belonging to my own company if I log in as a supplier admin. Now I will close this, and so as you can see, the supplier admin can only edit, add and search, but he cannot delete a user. Delete can only be done by the super admin. Now I will sign out and sign in as a supplier user. I'm going to the user management page, so you can see the supplier user can only search his own company, but he cannot edit, delete or add, or the edit, delete and add buttons are hidden here, and he can only search his own company. He cannot see other company username or their functions. Now I will sign out and I will log in as a buyer admin. I'm logging as a buyer admin. As you can see, the buyer admin can only see his own company. He cannot see other company users, and he can edit his own company users. As you can see in the drop down, his own company name is coming, and if I update it, if I click on the update button, it is showing the user is updated. If I click on OK, you can see the user is updated with the new information. Now, if I want to add a user as a buyer admin, I can only add the user belonging to my company, but I cannot add any other user belonging to any other company. So, and also they can search only the user belonging to their own company, as you can see here. Now, let me just sign out and sign in as a buyer user can only search his own company, as we saw previously. For supplier user, they can only search, but edit, delete and add functions are hidden here. They can only search the users belonging to their own company. They cannot search any other user belonging to any other company. Team, we have designed the test and we have executed, and everything is completed. So that's all for user management part.
So here we are in the company management page. So first we will sign in as a super admin. So let's go to companies tab. So here we can see, as a super admin, he can add, delete and edit any information and any company in the company's page. So first we'll check the search function. First we'll check by the name. So you can see the company with the name of that initial. Okay, now fine. We can search by the phone numbers. Okay, we can see the company with that phone number. So you can see the search function is working properly. So as you know, the super admin can edit and delete any information in the company, in any company. So let's first try the edit function. You can see a form pops up which has certain fields regarding the company information, and every field has a certain validation part in it. So when I try to put an email address which is different than the predetermined email address format, it will show an error message. Like here you can see, entered email address format is wrong. At the same time, when you put the phone number, which is different than the phone number format, which is of 10 number, so it will show an error message here. Enter for form number format is incorrect. Please use this as an example. And at the same time, when you leave any of the field empty, you can see error message shows up. So now let's try to update this company information. So when I try to put here DLV, so when I click the update button, you can see the street name has been updated to Boulevard. So when I refresh this page, you can see it's still there, it's still updated. So our edit function is working properly. Now let's check the delete button. So when I click the delete button, you can see a pop-up shows in which it's written that, are you sure, do you want to delete the company? If you are sure, then click confirm. When I click the confirm, you can see that company has been deleted. So when I refresh the page, you can see the company has been removed completely. So we can see that our delete function is working properly. A super admin can add a new company. So let's check the add company function. When you click this button, you see a form pops up. Let's try to fill all these fields. When we scroll down, you can see a new company has been added. So let's try to refresh the page. Okay, now you can see the new company has been added in the bottom of the list. So now let's try to log in with a different user. Let's sign out the super admin. So let's sign in as a buyer admin. As you know, a buyer admin can edit just his own company, and he can view all the supplier company. He cannot view other buyer company. So you can see here the buyer admin can edit his company, and he can just view other supplier company. So now let's try to sign in as a buyer user. As you know, buyer user can just view his company and other supplier company. He is not allowed to edit any information uh, in his company. So you can see here, buyer user can just view his company and other supplier company. So now let's try to sign in as a supplier admin. A supplier admin can view his company, and he's also allowed to edit any information in his company, but he's not allowed to view other supplier company. So you can see here the supplier admin can edit his company, and he can view all other buyer company. So now let's find out what's the function of supplier user. As you know, supplier user can just view his company and view other buyer company. Is not allowed to edit any information in his company. So you can see the buyer user can just view his company and other buyer companies.
So now let's check out different test cases which we tried and tested. So here are some of the cases which we have tested and completed it successfully. So you can see we have tested add company and role of super admin, buyer user, supplier admin, supplier user, and the search function, edit function, and delete function. It will be helpful in future reference. Thank you.
So we're going over to the product management page, and we're here at the home page. So now I'm going to sign in as an admin user. Once I'm logged in, I will go over to the Products tab. Over in this corner, it says Welcome Jack to indicate to me what the current user is. And as an admin user, I have the options to add new product, edit and delete the existing items over here. This table is our product table list. As you can see, the first 6 items are hard-coded, and the rest of the items from number 6 to 100 has been auto-generated. For the price and inventory numbers of these products, they have also been randomly generated as well. The supplier name has also been randomly selected from the list of 6 supplier names available. So let's move on to add a new product to the page. So this is a pop-up for the add new product function. Over here, it has the product name field, supplier list to choose from. As an admin, you can choose any suppliers, description text area, price and inventory, number input. So say I want to add creme brulee, but then I forgot to add the rest of the info. The pop-up will let me know that all of the fields are required, including supplier, description, price, and inventory, and that I have to input something in order to add this new item. So let's say I want to choose supplier as Kroger. Description will be sweet and creamy. Price will be $89, and there is no limitation for the price or the inventory numbers. And now I will add the new product. So it has been successfully added to the bottom of the page over here. Let's say now that I want to edit this, I want to edit the supplier to be per bakery. The price will go down to only $20, and the inventory will only be 40. And I click update. There will be a pop-up that says product updated to let me know that it has been successfully updated. The page has also been refreshed itself. Now we scroll over down to here. It still saves all the information to its product items. Now let's say that I want to delete this item. When I click the delete button, there will be a pop-up that asks me to confirm if I really want to delete this item or not, or if I change my mind, so I can still click cancel. But in this case, we're just going ahead and confirm this. And now I'm just going to refresh this page. So you can see all the changes have been saved to the local storage. Now let's say that I want to make an edit to this. As you can see over here, in the edit pop-up, it has the product name auto pre-filled. All the fields here pre-filled as well. But if I clear them and I want to update it, the validation will say that these fields are also required and that I need to input something in it. Now let's just change this to flan, caramel sweet. Okay, and update. Once again, the page just automatically refreshes itself and the change has been saved. Now let's scroll back to the top so I can show you the search function. So let's say that I want to search the keyword chocolate. As you can see, as I'm typing the keyword, it will automatically highlight the keyword in the table list. Now if I click search, it will only show products with the keyword in it for me. So let's try another keyword with this search function. Let's say that I want to search products coming from cake and bake supplier only. So then I will just type in cake and bake and then search. As you can see, it just generates the list of all the products from cake and bake supplier only for me. So there is this for the admin product management page. Next, we're going over to the product management page as a supplier. So now we will log into the product management page as a supplier user. In this case, supplier user and supplier admin will share the same functionalities. Just like before, we still have the option to add new product, edit and delete. The only difference here is that supplier can only see and modify products within their own company, which we see is the case here, as we can only see products from per bakery. So let's try add a new product over here. Just like before, it has all the fields required to add a new product too. Going to add pecan pie. The major difference for supplier is that in the supplier drop-down list, there's no other options to choose from apart from their own supplier company, which is already selected as the automatic value per bakery in this case. So I'm just going to fill in the rest of the fields. Now let's just try adding this product without the price and inventory. We still see that the validation works in here as well. Now I'm going to add the new product to the page. Scrolling down to the bottom, I can see that the pecan pie item just got added. Let's try making some changes here. Apparently I cannot make change to supplier anymore, nor to begin with. Let's just try add a number 2 at the end of this. Price increased as well, and then click update. And it tells me that the product just successfully got updated. I click OK and the page refreshes itself. If you can still remember, this item creme brulee over here, we added to the table as an admin user under per bakery company. That's why we still can see it over here. If I click edit, supplier will just be per bakery. Let's change the price to 2, 22, 23. There we go. Same happens. And again, it saves to the local storage all the changes. So now if I want to make sure that after I manually click refresh, the products are still here. Let's just test our search function over here. Let's say that I want to search for auto, product names with auto in it. Again, it will highlight the word auto in the table. And for the search function, name, description, and supplier names will be applied. Now I click search, and it will just auto-generate it. Excuse me, not auto-generated, but generate the list of items with the keyword in it only, which is pretty neat. So yes, so now if I want to go back, I will just clear this search keyword, and then it just popped up back to the table before with the items we added. Now let's just try the delete function over here. Let's say I want to delete croissants. Once again, the pop-up will pop up to ask me to confirm my selection. In this case, we will confirm it. And it's gone. Refresh the page one more time, and croissant has been deleted. So there is that for the supplier page. Everything is pretty much the same with the admin user. The only difference is that the limitation of viewing and modifying products. The limitation here is that it has to be done within the company only.
Here is the products management page signed in as a buyer user. You can see a few things are missing, which is the add new product, because as a buyer you don't have products to sell. There's no edit and delete button because you cannot do that. We have add to cart, search button, and the cart. So right here I'm going to show you what happens when you add to cart. You see, as you add to cart, the inventory changes, the number of items in the cart increases. Alright, see something I want you to see. See, once you put all the items in the cart, it goes out of stock. One more thing, the search function. Let me refresh the page. And yeah, see right here, it highlights the words for you, so you're able to see search. It gives you here chocolate. This is the one item that's chocolate, and this button, when you click, it takes you straight to the cart. Right here, continue shopping. This is basically it, and there's one more thing I want to show, our test cases right here. So these are all the test cases we ran, and everything works. The admin user when you log in as admin users, all the things you see, it works. We're just at the buyer user right now. Login as buyer user test, everything works. When you add to cart, the products all show, cart inventory, it works. The add new product button works. Edit product, delete, search, it all works. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
This is my shopping cart page, and you can notice that I have one quantity of donut and one quantity of pastry, and the total is reflected for the same in their respective columns. And as you can see, if I increase the quantity of donut, you can see my total also got changed. and so my subtotal and total is also changed in cart total. If I'm increasing the quantity for pastry, you can see the total is again changed, and so is subtotal and total in my cart total. If I'll remove this product, I have removed the donuts, so you can say now I have just pastry in my shopping cart, and this is the total $70, which is, and so is subtotal and total, which also got changed in cart total. Let's say if I am clearing the cart, you can see now there are no items in the cart. I'm also refreshing the session so that it is known that the product is also saved in local storage session. Now as you can see that my cart total is $0, and what I'll do is I'll try to go to proceed to checkout, and you can see that pop-up comes that it cannot proceed since no items in the cart. I'll click on OK. I'll go to continue shopping. I'll add some products in my cart again. So I'm adding donuts, pastry, percents. I go to add to cart. So you can see that I have 3 products in my shopping cart page now, and this is the total for same. I'll remove this quantity. Again my total and subtotal is changed. I'll go on continue shopping, and what I'll do is I'll add a product so that I can show my out of stock functionality. So I'm adding this product, and again, so you can see now this is out of stock. It's here 0. Now I'll go to my cart button. This is my shopping cart page, and you can see that I have 2 items for this particular donuts. If I'll increase the quantity, you can see that the pop-up will come that item is out of stock. That means it is taking the inventory thing as well. I'll refresh it, and you will see that still I have only 2 products of auto name, and the cost is $96, and same is subtotal and total, which gets reflected after adding the cost of all the products. Now I'll go to continue shopping page. Yeah, if I want to add one more product, I can add. Let's say I'm adding this product. Yeah, so all the products I have. Now I'll go to proceed to checkout, and I'll check my invoice. So as you can see on my invoice, the invoice ID is generated uniquely for every customer, and you can see that I have buyer details, buyer address, and a buyer user phone number and email address in case anyone wants to contact. This is the today's date, my date of purchase. Then you can see I had 4 items in my shopping cart page, and same is being displayed on invoice. This is the total amount and the amount paid by the buyer. If I click on generate PDF, an invoice will be downloaded. As you can see that invoice is downloaded with the same details. So yeah, this is my invoice, which will be generated after clicking on generate PDF button. And also I would like to tell you that these are the test cases that we have done for shopping cart page. This is a testing thing that we have done on our shopping cart page, which includes some positive as well as some negative tests. Thank you.
Here is our group who developed the project Cake and Bake, and thank you from all of us for watching our video.